Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. All right, good evening. We're continuing with the third perek of Masechet Kiddushin, Mishna Aleph, in our trek to finish the Masechet by the end of next week, Be'ezrat Hashem. Mishna Aleph, Ha'omer la'chavero, someone who tells his friend, Seh v'kadesh li isha plonit, go and marry this woman for me, shaliach. And the friend said, yeah, no problem. Ve'alach v'kidsha le'atzmo. He saw her, he goes, this girl's good. And he said, marry me. Mekudeshet, she's engaged. She's now married to the friend, even though he acted improperly. Married to the friend. V'chen ha'omer la'isha, same idea. If someone said to a woman when he performed kiddushin, Hare ad mekudeshet li la'achar shloshim yom. Behold, you are married to me after 30 days pass, meaning once 30 days from now. Uba acher v'kiddesha betoch shloshim yom, and somebody within the 30 days comes in and marries her. Mekudeshet la'sheni, she's betrothed to the second man. Because the first one didn't happen yet. It's only going to happen 30 days later. And therefore, bat Yisrael kohen tochal bitruma. Okay, if the second man is a kohen, then this girl now eats teruma. However, if the man said me'achshav ulachar shloshim yom, you're married to me from now and after 30 days. Uba acher v'kidesho betoch shloshim yom, and someone else comes within the 30 days. Mekudeshet ve'ena mekudeshet. She's betrothed and not betrothed to both men. We're not sure who indeed, based on that language, who indeed she's married to. And it could be none, it could be both. Well, it can't be none, but it could be one or it could be both. So Bat Yisrael Kohen, therefore if she's a daughter of Israel, if one of them is a Kohen, or Bat Kohen Israel, or the reverse, she's a daughter of a Kohen who might be married to Israel, Lo Tochal Bitruma, in both cases she can't eat teruma because we don't know who she's really married to. Ha'omer la'isha, someone says to a woman, Hare ad mekudeshet li al menat she'eten lach 200 zuz. Behold, you're married to me with this peruta on condition that later I'm going to give you 200 zuz. Harezu mekudeshet vehu yiten. She's considered married on condition that provided he's eventually going to give the 200 zuz. If he says al menat she'eten lach mikan ve'ad shloshim yom, if he says you're betrothed to me on condition that I'm going to give you 200 zuz within the next 30 days, natan la betoch shloshim, if he gives it to her within 30 days, mekudeshet, she's married. Ve'im lav ena mekudeshet. If he doesn't, not married. Al menat sheyesh li 200 zuz, if he says, behold, you're married to me on condition that I own 200 zuz, harezu mekudeshet v'yesh lo. She's considered married, provided that he has it. Al menat she'arech 200 zuz, if he says on the condition that I will show you 200 zuz, harezu mekudeshet, she is married, v'yarela, provided that he shows her 200 zuz of his own money. V'im hera ala shulchan, but if he happens to be a money changer, he works at the bank, and he showed her 200 zuz on the table that he uses to change money, and that money is not his, ena mekudeshet, she is not considered married. Mishna Gimel. Similar conversations. Al menat sheyesh li bet kor afar. A man says, behold, you're betrothed to me with this peruta on condition that I have a bet kor of land, it's a measure of area. Harezu mekudeshet veyesh lo. She's considered married, provided that he has it. Al menat sheyesh li b'makom ploni. If he says on condition that I have a bet cord in this place, im yesh lo be'oto makom mekudeshet. If he has the bet cord in that place, great, she's married. Ve'im lav ena mekudeshet. If not, she's not married. Al menat she'arech bet kor afar. If he says, behold, you're married to me on condition that I show you a bet cord of land, harezu mekudeshet v'yarena. She is married on provided that he shows her the bet cord that belongs to him. Ve'im eraba bik'ah. But if he just showed her a bet cord of land that doesn't belong to him, ena mekudeshet, she is not considered married, even if he happens to be renting it, it's not his. Rabbi Meir Omer. The next Mishnah talks about that the conditions, the language of the condition that must be said. Machloket Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel. Rabbi Meir Omer, Kol tenai she'eno kitnai b'nei Gad uvnei Reuven eno tenai. Any condition that's not like the condition of Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven is not considered a valid condition. Meaning, if you look at the Torah, which the Mishnah will say, The Torah describes when Moshe Rabbeinu Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven approaches Moshe that they want to dwell on the other side of the Yarden. Moshe Rabbeinu gives him a condition, and the condition is, if you go and fight with the Jews, then you will stay. He also adds a second part, and if you don't, then you will only inherit the land in Israel. Okay, so he gives both sides of the condition: if you do and if you don't. So Rabbi Meir says you need both. When you make these conditions, you need to say both of these conditions. Shneimar, Vayomer Moshe Alehem, Im Ya'avru Bnei Gad Uvnei Reuven. If the children of Gad and Reuven will cross, then you give them the land in the Gilad as a heritage. Uchtiv ve'im lo ya'avru chalutzim. But if they do not cross over armed, then they will take their heritage here in the land of Canaan. That's the opinion of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Chanina ve'Gamliel omer, tzarich haya hadavar leomro. Rabbi Chanina says, no, in that case of the tribes, they had to say, Moshe Rabbeinu had to say the other side, that if they didn't fight, then they would only inherit the land of Israel, because you might think that they won't inherit anything at all. So that's why. They wouldn't even get Eretz Yisrael. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu had to specifically say the other side of the condition. But in another case of a marriage or whatever, one side of the condition is fine. Marry me on condition that you do this. And that's it. Mishnah Hey, Hamkadesh et Haisha. Someone marries a woman, ve'amar, and then says, Kesavur ha'iti k'shei kohenet v'arei leviya. I thought she was a kohen, and now I find out she's a levi. Leviya v'arei kohenet. I thought she was a levi, but now I find out she's a kohen. Aniya v'arei ashira. I thought she's poor, but she's actually rich. Ashira v'arei aniya. I thought she's rich, but she's actually poor. In all these cases, harezu mekudeshet, and she's considered married. She didn't mislead him. She didn't say she was something else, but really she wasn't. She just got married, and there was what his assumptions were incorrect. Haomer laisha, if a non-Jewish man tells a Jewish woman, hare at mekudeshet li la'achar she'etkayer, you will be married to me after I convert to Judaism, and he gives her money. Or a Jewish man tells a girl, behold, you'll be married to me after you convert, and gives her money. Or a non-Jewish slave tells a girl, behold, you'll be married to me after I become free, meaning I'm freed from slavery. Or the Jewish man says to the Canaanite woman, you'll be married to me after you're freed from slavery. Or another situation, a man tells a woman, behold, you're married to me after your husband dies. Or a man says to his wife's sister, you're married to me after your sister, meaning my wife, dies. Or if a man says to a woman who's waiting gibum, you'll be betrothed to me after your yavam performs chalitza, because he's not going to want to marry you. In all these cases, ena mekudeshet, she's not married even after the change takes place. And the reason is, the Gemara explains, you cannot make a transaction on davar shelo ba la'olam, on something that is not yet in existence yet. You can't say, when I convert, but you're not a Jew right now, so therefore you cannot make that condition, is davar shelo ba la'olam. Similarly, b'chena omer ha'chaverom, a man says to his friend, im yalda ishtecha nekeva harehi mekudeshet. If your wife gives birth to a girl, the baby is hereby my wife. I'm going to marry her, and gives money for the kiddushin. And then the wife has a girl. Ena mekudeshet, the child is not married because the baby did not exist when the kiddushin was performed, and therefore it's invalid. However, im hayta eshet chavero me'uberet, if the friend's wife was pregnant, vehukar ubara, and the pregnancy was noticeable, so it was, she was in 5, 6, 7 months, whatever. Then his betrothal is effective in a way. And if she gives birth to a female, mekudeshet, the child is treated as if she's married, and because we view the child as if she already existed, and therefore it's effective. Now the notes here at the bottom say that even in this case she's not actually considered married, because a girl cannot be married until she's actually born, and in this case she wasn't born yet. So the Mishnah meant to say that the fetus just existed in a noticeable degree. That's why when the Kiddushin was performed, and we have to be strict, and we have to think that maybe this Kiddushin is valid, meaning she cannot marry anyone else until she receives a get from this man. But since the Kiddushin didn't really take effect, if this man wishes to marry her, he has to perform another Kiddushin when she gets older. We'll stop here and we'll continue tomorrow.